Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Seri and we are down here in the Peafowl garden with some very exciting news today. The first of which is that you may notice the Peafowl garden is quite quiet lately. Do you hear this? Exactly! Huh? Our peafowl are finally as quiet as I am used to hearing them be. I have been in a lot of places where peafowl actually roam around. Like the peacocks are roaming around, the peahens are roaming around, they're happy. Oh gosh, we just got an ant that we can go ahead and spawn in. That's pretty cool. One of them was eating an ant egg apparently. But they've never been very noisy whenever I've seen them. It's very uncommon for peafowl to actually let out a lot of noise. So I knew something was up, and I finally had a brand new peafowl zookeeper arrive, and we finally had a keeper come, and she not only is going to offer up all sorts of trades so that we can help to take care of the peafowl of the Peafowl Cafe, but she also has taught them to be a little quieter, which I'm so grateful for. So there's new people here, and as you can see, oh, one of the peafowls rustled up some seeds for me, but as you can see, there's actually 3 new names that you may not have seen before. This is now the Lanite, the missing kitten, who has decided that she wants to stay in the Peafowl Cafe and kind of keep an eye out on everything, especially now that we have begun the very fascinating treetop tour that she really is quite curious about. She is one very curious little kitten, Lanite is. She's named after a type of gemstone that I've never really seen in my realm before, but apparently it exists somewhere in wherever Tania is from. And Tania over here is a very important new researcher. She studies animal territories, which is going to change everything about how we are able to have new animals that come and join us in our zoo. So I'll show you guys her stuff in just a second. Let me make sure that Tania, or like little Lanite, are you checking on those eggs? Okay, that's actually kind of adorable. She reminds me a lot of the way that Tate was sitting on Crumble's eggs a couple weeks ago. That is so cute, Lanite. All right, hopefully the peafowl won't chase you down and harass you, but let me actually take these eggs out. There we go. I wonder why some of the eggs have such a huge chance of spawning and some of the eggs have... Whoa, did you guys see that? Do I have blaze fingers? Like, how did it go from 10% to 55% just while I was handling it? That's kind of amazing. Do I have like an inward glow about me of some sort of like tree of light leftovers? What about this one? 55, it's like as soon as I touch it. What if I cover up my main area there and open it? 10%. Now it's 55! Okay, I think I have like some sort of magic ability left over from the Tree of Light. That's what we're gonna have to say. Because that's kind of amazing. Kind of absolutely amazing. But Lanite seems to be doing well. I think when she gets bigger and she won't be such a small kitten, we might even be able to do some trades with her. And she's a little bit feather obsessed, kind of like a very special robin feather in our warrior cat series, yeah? And so she is actually going to be roaming around looking for feathers like the chocobo feathers that I constantly, yes, sunflower, the chocobo feathers that I have so many of, and the peacock feathers. I think there's also chicken feathers, and what other kinds of feathers are there actually? And penguin feathers, and that really cool peacock feather fan. I would love to be able to go and get a peacock feather fan and like have a little shrine to show it off over here. That would be amazing. But we'll come back to Tania and Lanite in a second. I would like to introduce all of you, without further ado, to Zookeeper Casey, who has decided to come and be our new peafowl zookeeper and perform the magic of silencing the peafowl. That sounds drastic. It sounds terrifying, but she literally just taught them how to be a little quieter, which I drastically appreciate. Also, let's go ahead and we're gonna move this duck out because Tania actually wants us to clear out all of the animals who don't belong here as a way. Hi, Leo. As a way to take care of our peafowl in the Peafowl Cafe. That didn't last very long, did it, Cheep Cheep? Hera, come on. I think you'd be happier over here with the ladies as well. Oh no! I picked up the bunny. Oh, what am I gonna name this little one? Like Easter? I'm gonna name it Easter because I'm surrounded by eggs. Hi, Easter. We have a new bunny, guys. We have the Easter bunny. Okay, that wasn't part of the plan. But now I want to release this little one like over in the beautiful flower fields and maybe have it have like a little Easter bunny area where we could trade it a whole bunch of the eggs. Gosh, all right. You need to get off my head for just a second, Easter. There's Hera. She's now down here. Gosh, my pockets are so overflowing. Maybe we have too many peafowl. I've also been thinking about releasing the non-named ones. And some of the girls, I feel like their territory is a little crowded here. That's actually a good question. We might have to look up how big is the average peafowl flock? What are their average territory sizes? That's going to be something that, yeah, you guys, come on. Pixel Biologist, help me out here. Let me know in the comments. How big is the average peafowl territory? Because I think we have a little bit of a crowding situation going on in here. But let's go ahead and come over and speak with Casey, who should be speaking up any minute now. She's got a lot to say about peafowl. And there are so many beautiful butterflies here. I catch them for fun. Would you like to see the emerald butterfly I found? I would, Casey, I would. So I'll show you guys her trades. She should actually talk to us very shortly about all sorts of cool peafowl facts. We'll have to see. Yeah, she hasn't mentioned anything yet. But if you come and speak to Zookeeper Casey, who is, that's Amy talking, who is responsible for taking care of our peafowl, you can see some of the food-related items that peafowl in real life actually enjoy. They have very broad diets. They're not very picky birds. They will eat flowers, they'll eat plant pieces. They really like to eat little bugs. So they'll go after bugs, mollusks, they'll go after, oh, and here we go. Remember, although this is the Peacock Cafe, only the peafowl, only the peafowl with the big feathers are the peacocks. Thank you, Casey. That's like, oh, and she's cuddling with little Leonite. That's so exciting. But yes, in real life, you will see peafowl kind of almost become nuisances if they're roaming a little wild. They will eat crops, they will eat plants, they will eat small insects, small reptiles. In some cases, I think I saw that they'll even eat small birds, but that's like probably pretty unusual. I'm not sure about that as a verified resource. Typically, they're going to be kind of one of those bird species that just browses around and they're pecking at a little bit of everything, but both plant and animal matter. So in this case, our peafowl are going to enjoy raw snails if we happen to catch any in our aquatic gardens. Also, they love to eat ants, so we can actually trade this ant to our wonderful zookeeper in exchange for zookeeper experience, which we can then trade at a Dodo ATM for cash. Or we could trade for a very special thing that she catches. I'll have to tell you guys about that in a second. Variables, because peafowl will enjoy pretty much any low-lying plants from what I could see that that are edible for them. They're gonna pick them apart. I actually, while I was researching this, found a pretty hilarious record of peafowl being nuisances. I mean, it's hilarious to me, but it probably is not where they happen to be kind of semi-feral, which means they roam wild. People who get peafowl, and then the peafowl either fly the coop or they get released, have made it so that even though these guys are from India, which is in Asia, so not anywhere near Florida, but there are wild groups of peafowl that actually roam around Florida, California, and Hawaii. And they will actually destroy gardens, they will get onto patios, they will get into pools. They can be somewhat nuisances because they will show up and they will eat your entire flower bed. So, learned that about the peafowl as well. Oh yeah, Amy's so excited to collect the feathers. She's like, oh, I'll collect the feathers. Oh, that's right. She even has a bunch of feathers on a little feather headband thing that she's wearing, which is kind of cute. But I didn't know that. So, if you guys happen to live in Hawaii, California, if you happen to live in like Florida and you know of wild roaming bands of peafowl, do please let me know. If you live anywhere else where there's just like wild roaming bands of peafowl, please tell me about them because I am so curious. For instance, do you have peafowl just roaming around the place with your kangaroos in Australia? Like, have they gotten loose there too? I know people think that they're pretty, and then once they get invited into an area, if they can eat such a broad diet, then they might be able to, you know, make themselves quite cozy and start establishing a population. So I would love to learn more about wild populations of peafowl outside of their native India. And like I was mentioning, a lot of them end up being nuisances, but they are well loved and welcomed here in Zoodesia at least. But Casey will actually also give us a zookeeper experience in exchange for berry gardens, just wild berry gardens, berry bowls, which you can actually make a berry bowl. Let me go ahead. Ooh, I forgot about that feather block. I wonder what a feather block will do. Can I make a bed out of a feather block? Can you imagine how soft that would be? Wow. It would have to be not in the house though, because my beloved Chips is allergic to feathers. Nifty when you're vegan already, eh? All right, so let's see. I am looking for the berry bowl. Oh, look at all these berries. Oh, one day we need to have the berry cafe again. One day, the berry cafe. I would absolutely love that. All right, where is the berry bowl? Oh, there it is, berry bowl. Oh, all you need is just like a bowl and then like some blueberries or some of the blackberries, and it will end up creating. Look at that. Yeah, we could make that happen. We'd have to give up the bowl though. I guess the peafowl would then like take control of it. But we can go ahead and give her a berry bowl, lettuce seeds, which are a little tricky to get because they are not the normal type of lettuce. So you can get quite a bit of zookeeper experience for that. We can trade her seeds, wheat, since peafowl do actually go through and they will eat an entire crop of like cereal grains especially. Be wary if you are a farmer. Having wild peafowl roam is apparently very damaging to your crops, so be aware. Watch out if they introduce peafowl in Stardew Valley, basically. There's also, oh, hang on, Casey. Please, I'll finish soon. There's also lettuce that we can trade them since they do indeed love to eat pretty much any of the plants that we can offer. And we can finally turn in the peafowl eggs to the keeper. Oh, thank goodness. I am so relieved. We have had so many peafowl eggs. I have just been like piling them up, uncertain of what to do with them. You can also trade the peacock feathers if you want to trade them to her for experience. I have a feeling we could probably run into other NPCs in the future who are really desiring these kind of semi-rare feathers for their own desires. And also, Casey is very good at catching butterflies. So she has the gorgeous leaf butterfly in exchange for an emerald coin. It does not come very cheap. So if you give her an emerald coin, she will give you a leaf butterfly. An emerald coin is an entire stack of zookeeper experience in the way of our currency here in Zoodesia Zoo. But she has one more very important, beautiful thing that she has caught that she will share with us. My friends, Zookeeper Casey found this little creature being chased by the peafowl and decided to give it a new home. The geckos! Oh, I'm so excited. We can spawn geckos with Casey. I don't know if we can actually breed the geckos, but we can at least spawn them. I'm not sure if they just lay eggs on their own or something like that. Some gecko species do. Some reptile species do give live birth as well though, so I'm not sure which one that would be, but we could have a little gecko. We could have a little gecko just hanging out here, maybe somewhere in the Peafowl Cafe or not, because actually that beak looks like it would be hungry for a little gecko tail. But maybe like on top of the mushroom, we could start having ambient geckos all over the place. And you might wonder, but Seri, how would we keep the gecko on top of the mushroom? By coming and working with Tania, who is going to teach us all sorts of facts about different animal territories and also offer us the invisible block. So we can trade to Tania a big stack of, this is actually supposed to be 64 zookeeper experience. A big stack of experience or a single little niblet of experience to show that we take good care of our zoo. And in exchange, she will give us the invisible blocks. Let's go ahead. We're going to take advantage of the fact she's giving us a mild discount and have an entire stack of these. And I'm going to show you guys how they work, but we also need to take note that Tania did just speak to us. Animal territories are complex things, but I can tell you one thing. I think these peafowl are annoyed to have the other animals in their area. And I agree with you. I think there's a few too many peafowl. I think there's a few too many bunnies and mushrooms. And we're gonna kind of lighten up the area soon. But I need to show you guys what these invisible blocks do. Now, we're gonna consider the invisible blocks animal territories, okay? So we're not going to say they're invisible blocks. They are the invisible boundaries that animals often define. Oh, careful there. Careful there, sunflower. I mean, that's a beautiful picture with the moon rising behind you, but do use caution, please. Whoa, okay. That was a different kind of woo-woo than you normally do. But, all right, Moonworm Queen, a little dark over here if you don't mind. Thank you. We are going to consider these invisible blocks to be like the territories that the animals have. So over here you can see where Sunflower and I put down a bunch of the oak leaves to repair the tree that turned into the trickster's tree. And I want to put in some toucans over here. But I realized I don't want to really create like a cage for the toucans. However, they will fly off if we don't have some way to contain them. So it occurred to me, animals really do have their own invisible boundaries. They're usually invisible to us, but they are often marked just by a sense of distance from their home. They're marked by pheromones. They're marked by the scent, the smell, or the evidence of predators that you don't want to go near. They have so many invisible boundaries of their own that determine not only their own individual lives, but the entire way a forest will be built. One of the things I love to do when I go on a walk in the forest is to really pay attention to where the red squirrels are. The red squirrels are highly territorial in our forest. They are the smallest of the 3 species of squirrel we have, but they are highly territorial. And I will find the same sassy red squirrel in the same tree without fail when I go on a walk. And that's kind of what I mean. That guy clearly has some invisible boundaries. So that's what we're going to consider these blocks. I didn't want to make it look like the animal was trapped. And we're going to say this is not trapping the animal, okay? But if we come over here, we can actually put down these invisible blocks like so. You have to be very careful because they are invisible. It can make working with them a little bit tricksy. And we're going to very, very carefully and using, where's my dirt pile? The best easy peasy scaffolding one can have. We're going to actually mark out a territory top, see above us. Then we're going to come over to the side and above us again. We're going to mark out a territory so that we can have our toucans come and join us. So that is the ideal, and hopefully I have enough invisible blocks. This might be a little tricksy, but I think we can do it. But what we're going to do, is there space there? I think I already put down blocks there. Yeah, you have to be very careful because it's so hard to tell where you have already put the blocks down and where you may have not put anything down yet. And there we go. And now if you see, I cannot walk past this spot. It is a nice solid location that we're going to say is the edge of the toucan's boundary. So the edge of their territory. And yeah, so whoops. And if you put down the wrong one, it can be kind of tricky to get rid of them, is the other thing. There we go. So I'm very excited about this because I think this is going to open up entire new ways. In fact, I can actually get on the back of Sunflower to wrap this part up. But entire new ways to have the toucans now be able to be added in to this little nest right over here. We can make a beautiful toucan nest and careful there, Sunflower. Nice job. Jump up here, my love. And now Okay. Walking on invisible steps. Hopefully I can do this all right. Yeah, trying to see. There's the faintest outline. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, hopefully. Is that? Yeah, that one was already taken care of. That is how we are going to be able to create a place. That one was already taken care of. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's already something there. I guess there's only one way to test it in some regards. Okay, and then we'll go back down, Sunflower. But this is how we will say the different animals have territories, and they will stick to that territory instead of using the Minecraftian logic, where they will actually kind of slip out and get themselves in trouble and often end up drowning, much to our sadness, our like deep group sadness. So this should keep them safe. This should also allow them to still have a little bit of room to roam. They're right here with the fruit, so I don't feel very badly. And it's just a way to make it so we can actually function as a zoo as well. Okay, I think I made it pretty safe. I think I made it a little too safe. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Gosh, and as you can tell, it's not the easiest thing to do. Because I'm pretty sure there's something like right here that shouldn't be. There we go. And everybody else should be okay. And hopefully... Alright, good. Yeah, hopefully that's good. So alright, yes, we are going to be talking more about invisible boundaries that animals have and how they differentiate in ways that we may not actually like see a boundary, but you can learn, hey, this animal uses a great sense of smell, this animal sees these markings, or they know that this is a spot where a certain eagle likes to sleep, so they may not want to live here. We'll talk more about those next time, but now I'm super excited because now that we have the boundaries put in place, we can go get ourselves a toucan. So I will see you guys next time. If you could, do please leave a like for our fantastic, wonderful new zookeepers. You know what to do if you would like to join us on this and thousands more adventures. And remember, the most important thing, guys, stay curious. Bye-bye.